Some say it's a man named Dr. Reginald Filbert Lionel Archibald Westinghouse Wondertainment III.
I don't need to start playing with me. Come on now. Who just pulled that out of their ass? That's nobody's name. Come on now.
Later, in the void.
What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Savvy, and welcome back to the Savvy Show. And in today's episode, we have another non-animation SCP video. And this one's going to be juicy because it's not an SCP in particular. This is about Dr. Wondertainment, guys. So, yo, this one, you guys were telling me this is a really good one to dive deep about because I don't think there's a lot of SCP animation for this doctor in particular. Like, we already know about Dr. Bright, we know about Dr. Clef, and now it's time to get to the third doctor, guys. So this one, I have high expectations because I don't know too much about it, but it seems like something that's pretty cool by just surface level. Wondertainment, so I hope it's going to be pretty cool. If you guys like this SCP and you guys end up liking my reaction, please remember to smash that like button. With these non-animation videos, guys, the last non-animation didn't do too hot, the one with Dr. Clef. So if you guys do enjoy these non-animation reactions, smash that like button. Let's at least just get 50 likes on this one, guys, so I have a good idea. If I don't see too much, then I can just stick to like animations. I have no problem with that. Just let me know what you guys want to see. Help me out. So with that all out the way, remember, smash that like button if you do enjoy this reaction, and also smash the sub button if you're not part of the family. I make reactions like this, and if you love my style, you love SCPs, yo, you're home. Come through and have fun with the family. And also remember, special shout out to the Exploring series. I've been loving their videos so far, and I can't wait to dive deeper with them. So with that all out the way, without any further ado, let's get this show started. All right, exploring the SCP Foundation, Dr. Wondertainment. Let's go.
Dr. Wondertainment. The SCP Universe is one often presented as cold, cruel, and unforgiving. Inexplicable phenomena continually break the laws of nature, and horrifying creatures stalk the night, with rarely an explanation given to where they came from.
Is that SCP 2000?
The presence of Dr. Wondertainment, then, is a
oh no, SCP 3000, not 2000. That's DX Machina. 3000 is the creature, the one that's a Thymule class. I know what I'm talking about, guys. Come on now.
Contrast to many of the common themes inherent to the SCP universe, with less of a focus on strange, dark, horror, and more on fun. That is not to say that Dr. Wondertainment and their inventions aren't strange and inexplicable, but there's a current of whimsical fun connecting them.
I have like strong Willy Wonka vibes right now from this doctor, yeah. let's just see if he's kind of cool like him.
Creations that are intended to entertain and amaze children, despite many of them being just as potentially dangerous as many other SCPs. The lack of canonicity within the SCP universe means information about Dr. Wondertainment is loose and scattered at best.
Like a lot of people.
So this video will mostly focus on their various inventions.
Okay.
Dr. Wondertainment is a highly mysterious figure, although of course there are a number of rumors. It's unclear whether Wondertainment is a man, woman, group, or an entire organization.
Dang.
Some say it's a man named Dr. Reginald Filbert Lionel Archibald Westinghouse Wondertainment III.
I don't need to start playing with me. Come on now. Who just pulled that out of their ass? That's nobody's name. Come on now.
Others say a woman named Dr. Isabel Helga Anastasia Parvati Wondertainment V.
Same shit. No,
and others say it's a whole group of reality benders.
Dang.
There are numerous interpretations, but the various toys and creations are generally more important than the Willy Wonka-esque entity that creates them.
I'm on it. Feel the vibes.
These inventions often come with a very lighthearted document explaining how amazing the toy is, and often have some cautionary warnings.
Object class fun?
Notices.
That's hilarious.
These anomalous creations are occasionally found by ordinary children or families, generally leading to disastrous results.
Do not add living creatures.
By the SCP Foundation.
What the heck?
Although it's truthfully unclear whether Dr. Wondertainment intends for these inventions to be harmless fun for children, or has more sinister motives, there's always a theme of whimsy present. The first Wondertainment creation contained by the Foundation was SCP-445, Super Paper. These stacks of paper cannot be torn, burned, glued, or taped, and liquid has no adverse effect on it. When folded, however, the super paper takes on unique anomalous qualities related to the form it was folded into. For example, when folded into a paper crane, it becomes animate, flying around the room. When folded into a cup, it becomes rigid and sturdy,
That's pretty
capable
cool.
of holding extremely hot liquids with no trouble.
Oh, wow.
This allows for a limitless amount of creativity on the folder's part, but there is also a large degree of danger present. When folded into the form of a knife, the super paper becomes incredibly sturdy and sharp, equivalent to metal weaponry.
Makes
When
sense.
balled into a wad, the super paper functions as a grenade, exploding, easily causing death.
A grenade? What about a baseball? What about a tennis ball? Damn, straight to a grenade? How do you distinguish that when you just roll it up? Bro, it seems like this doctor has some sketchy things going on with his creations. What the heck?
SCP-846, Robodude, is a small plastic robot.
Robodude.
Control device. Robodude can be spoken to through the device and will respond and act with a high degree of programmed intelligence, perhaps autonomous.
Oh.
Robodude avoids most questions about its origins, merely stating it is the intellectual property of Dr. Wondertainment, but will proudly proclaim it possesses 350 robo-accessories.
What?
These accessories, which all seem to come from its small torso cavity,
This boy
can
jumping.
produce effects as varied as a water pistol, an actual pistol, a flamethrower, a rocket launcher, or some form of atomic grenade.
He has an atomic grenade?
Robodude was delivered in a blank package to an SCP front company with the label simply reading Merry Christmas.
Bro, I feel like this Wondertainment has ties with the factory. I'm assuming, right? Because I know like the voodoo doll. I forgot the name of that SCP. Not Naughty Stalker. That was part of the factory, and I'm assuming the factory probably has some ties with Wondertainment. They seem very similar, so it'd be kind of crazy if they didn't.
It's unclear if any Robodudes have ever appeared amongst the general public.
Good.
Other robot creations from Dr. Wondertainment include General Beep, SCP-958, who educates children 13 and under on various military engagements and accomplishments
Wow.
before proceeding to teach them how to create anomalous weaponry.
So he's actually making SCPs. These are not just like joke SCPs. These are actually SCPs. And it's teaching other people how to make anomalous weapons. These, wow. Let's hear that one more time because this is kind of crazy. I want to know how the doctor's doing this.
Military engagements and accomplishments before proceeding to teach them how to create anomalous weaponry from various miscellaneous parts.
What the heck?
SCP-1508, also known as Mikey the Chore Buddy,
What the
is
hell?
composed of cardboard, paper, and plastic, and seeks to assist anyone nearby with any chore or menial activity,
Well, that's cool.
although its physical limitations often limit the speed at which it can complete a task.
It's
It
super
is capable
small.
of altering its size to reach different heights or protect itself from certain danger, such as water damage.
Oh,
And
wow.
Mikey will also tire out after enough work, needing to spend time to recover.
That's kind of cool. It can change the size?
Dr. Wondertainment also deals with playful organisms in addition to toys, such as SCP-111,
Is that a...
dragon snails.
I low-key thought it was a goat mixed with a dragon. Or like a ram. A dragon and a snail? Wow. Would have never guessed that.
These creatures resemble ordinary snails, except they possess a warm-blooded metabolism, tentacles on their heads resembling horns, and significantly increased intelligence.
Those are tentacles?
Most notably,
What the
however,
heck?
they each possess hollow sacs beneath their lower jaws containing methane, and utilizing a mechanism within their tracheas, they are capable of expelling small gouts of flame from their mouths.
Whoa!
A document of instructions attached to the dragon snail's packaging discusses the 6 different types of dragon snails,
Let's see them.
their diet of raw vegetables, and a parental notice warning that dragon snails are capable of causing house fires, and that Dr. Wondertainment is in no way responsible for any damage or injuries.
Yo, this is funny. Where's this doctor at?
SCP-1550, known as Dr. Wondertainment's custom pets, are organisms hatched from eggs that morph their physical structure to best adapt to their hatching environment.
This literally looks like a naked mole rat mixed with an overgrown potato that has sprouts out of it. With the alien monster thrown in the mix of it. Like, yo. This is really wonky. What the heck?
If a custom pet egg is hatched underwater, it will be born with gills, enlarged lungs, flattened tails, or any other adaptation to help it survive in an aquatic environment.
The heck?
If born in a forest, it might have a layer of fur. Or if born in a desert, it might be cold-blooded and have a tendency to burrow.
What does this do, though?
If born in a standard apartment setting, it might be more affectionate and active than normal.
This is crazy.
It even have a filtering system in its mouth to filter dust and crumbs.
Oh my god.
The original species or form of the custom pet is unknown, and additionally, it's unclear how they reproduce, as they are born sterile, or as the Dr. Wondertainment flyer states, pre-neutered. Dr. Wondertainment also possesses their own amusement park, titled Wondertainment Land, and contained by the Foundation as SCP-949. Well, anomalous, Wondertainment Land...
That's cool, that's the SCP within itself, the actual park. Damn, so is everything he's creating SCP and he's not actually SCP, he's just really just a doctor? Because we know Dr. Bright, he's a SCP. Is he classified as SCP though? Wondertainment dude? Like, yo. Let's rewind this.
And contained by the Foundation as SCP-949. While anomalous, Wondertainment Land is safe to explore, with no known casualties so far.
No.
It is staffed by humanoid individuals resembling animal mascots. Autopsies of these humanoids show they consist entirely of wool, and maintain a cheerful attitude, even when being dissected.
100% wool?
Attractions within the park are similar to traditional theme park rides and games, with small notable differences. The haunted house mysteriously stitches additional limbs and a human head to guests, without them realizing, and the head will continue to provide information on other attractions at the park.
He not realize that.
The River Rapids ride features strange sea creatures with randomly placed limbs, eyes, and gills.
Yo.
And the Bumper Cars ride involves the bumper cars moving autonomously and trying to consume one another. On occasion, the entire theme park will disappear for several days, reappearing with new attractions.
What the heck? Wait, so random people don't understand, like, or realize, like, yo, why is this just came out of nowhere? It disappears and reappears. So how are they hiding this from the public? So I'm assuming regular people are going to these amusement parks. How are they just going to assume, like, oh, this is something normal, it is not something uncanny? Wouldn't that bring some alarms to people? Regular people that don't know anything about the SCP Foundation or SCPs? Yo, make that make sense, please, because I'm kind of confused.
Flyer for the park indicates that on some future date, the park will have a grand opening, indicating that the 05 Council of the Foundation will be escorted by Dr.
Let's reel it back. I think they just answered my question.
Indicates that on some future date, the park will have a grand opening, indicating that the 05 Council of the Foundation will be escorted by Dr. Wondertainment representatives so that they may attend. Likely the most notable creations of Dr. Wondertainment, however, are their Little Misters line, a series of 20 humanoids, each possessing highly anomalous traits.
Little Misters?
All of the Little Misters are identified as safe or Euclid class, and each possesses a name somewhat related to their anomalous properties. Most of the Little Misters resemble normal humans, although there are exceptions.
Okay.
Mr. Forgetful, SCP-909,
wow,
is a Caucasian male suffering from permanent anterograde amnesia.
So they're their own individual SCPs. Wow. Dang, that's really cool. Rewind it again.
Caucasian male suffering from permanent anterograde amnesia, meaning it cannot normally form new memories. However, when Mr. Forgetful writes down anything still in its very recent memory, it causes anyone involved in the experience to forget the information.
Oh, wow.
SCP-1799, Mr. Laugh, resembles a clown and possesses the ability to cause extreme laughter with anything it says. Mr. Laugh has no control over this ability, and it seems that laughter seems to cause some sort of physical pain to the entity. Additionally,
dang, that sucks.
Mr. Laugh is also capable of a number of anomalous actions related to clowns.
Wait, hold up. Laughing in general, like if he sees someone laugh, does it cause him pain? Or if he laughs, it causes him pain? Because those are two different things. Because it never said that he laughs at his own jokes. It's just like he makes other people laugh, not the other way around. Let's hear that one more time, just to know I'm not hearing things.
Laughter with anything it says. Mr. Laugh has no 1999. Mr. Laugh resembles a clown and possesses the ability to cause extreme laughter with anything it says.
Okay.
Mr. Laugh has no control over this ability, and it seems that laughter seems to cause some sort of physical pain to the entity.
Dang.
Additionally, Mr. Laugh is also capable of a number of anomalous actions related to clowns, such as removal of his limbs, pulling a string of colored cloth from his mouth, and extruding colored smoke from multiple orifices. Mr. Laugh cannot seem to control these actions either, and also seem to cause it pain.
That's sad.
Mr. Soap continually produces soapy liquids from his skin. Miss Sweetie produces candy that causes males who consume them to become transformed into hard candy constructs.
Oh no.
And Mr. Fish seems
died.
to be a completely normal individual who happens to have a fish head.
That's hilarious.
Mr. Life and Mr. Death, SCP-1007, is a male humanoid that goes through the entire human life cycle in the course of 75 minutes.
That's insane, because I think that SCP was like I think that was the second SCP I ever reacted to on this channel, ever. I remember it was like the game show one, and then I think it was this one. And I was like so confused, like how is this a thing? And it's crazy how far like I've come from knowing information about SCPs. But just had to shout that out there. Like that's crazy, because those early ones have a special place, because that started this whole journey. Let me hear this one more time though.
Death, SCP-1007, is a male humanoid that goes through the entire human life cycle in the course of 75 minutes. He ages approximately 1 year per minute, experiences rapid painful bone and muscle growth early on,
Jesus, that
and
sucks.
suddenly dies once the time is up. A key that accompanies Mr. Life and Mr. Death can be inserted between its shoulder blades, reversing any effects, including death and decay, reverting the subject to a newborn. It's unclear if SCP-1007 is both Mr. Life and Mr. Death, or if there is a separate counterpart that is uncontained as of yet.
Yo.
Mr. Lost, SCP-920,
haven't heard this one.
cannot be contained or transported by any known means. It causes anyone attempting to move it to become confused and lost.
Oh shit.
It will also cause radar systems and GPS to malfunction, as well as earthquakes and strange weather formations.
Yeah, this is a deadly one.
Additionally, those in its presence feel compelled to join it as it wanders, walking across the earth.
What?
Mr. Lie, SCP-2284, is one of the most dangerous of the Little Misters, with everything it says or writes being completely believed by others as the objective truth.
Whoa.
Questions asked by Mr. Lie seem to not adhere to this property, but otherwise Mr. Lie is incapable of stating the truth.
So he could basically become a reality bender. Like literally with those powers, he could change certain things. Like at least he could manipulate matter. Let me not jump to conclusions. But if it's everything he writes or says, like that's manipulating matter, reality, everything. That becomes true now. Like, wow, that's insane.
To make matters worse, Mr. Lie seems to have a clear understanding of its own abilities, and utilizes them to manipulate others, including those in the SCP Foundation.
Oh my goodness. That's a really dangerous
dozens
one.
of Wondertainment creations contained by the Foundation, Dr. Wondertainment continues to be a mystery.
Oh man, I really want to know, if I could know one thing, I want to know the creature, well, the SCPs that Dr. Wondertainment's making, are they obedient to him? Do they have like any knowledge of like who created him? I know the Robodude, he knows he's a creation from, you know, the Dr. Wondertainment, but that doesn't mean that he listens to Dr. Wondertainment. Like say like Dr. Wondertainment want to like start up a war, would those SCPs like be on his side? Would they want to work with him? Or on the other end of the spectrum, would he have control over these SCPs to make them do what they want? Or what he wants, I mean. Against their own will. Because technically, he's the one that gave them life, so his will should be law for them, but is that the case? Because these are SCPs, man. Like, yo, I really want to know that.
Their means and motives of creating and sharing these unique inventions are just as unknown as their identity. Rumors abound about who or what Dr. Wondertainment is, and you can feel free to think what you wish. But it's likely that new toys will continue to find their way into the Foundation's hands. What is clear, however, is that Dr. Wondertainment has the hearts and minds of children in their thoughts.
Thoughts? Yo. It's getting a little scary, and I think it's over. It is over. Guys, well, let's read this. Dr. Wondertainment is not responsible for any injuries occurred by this. Oh god, yep. It's one of the things that's probably on every single toy or invention or SCP that he creates. Oh my god, that's funny. But anyway, this was a cool breakdown for Dr. Wondertainment. I low-key forgot he was like a thing. I thought it was like, you know, he was part of the factory for some reason until I actually looked up this video. So it's interesting to see he made so many other SCPs I had no idea about, that I reacted to already. I didn't know he was the creator. And who knows, that's only the surface level. He probably created a lot more that I just didn't know about. That's not in this video. So if you guys enjoy this as well too, please remember to smash that like button. And also in the comment section below, let me know who your guys' favorite doctors out of Dr. Clef, Dr. Bright, and Dr. Wondertainment. Let's list those three. I want to see what you guys rank them. Because personally for me, just being intrigued, I would say Clef is my first, Dr. Wondertainment second, and then Dr. Bright. Because Wondertainment, I want to know more about the creatures and SCPs that he's making. And more about himself. I want to know if he's an actual SCP. Because that was never stated. We know Dr. Bright is SCP. Clef is supposedly he's not, which is kind of crazy. Literally. And we don't know about this dude. And it's a mystery, so I'd love to find out. So yeah, without the way, that ends today's episode. However, I'll catch you guys on the next one.